Hello and welcome to Iceland. This will be a good game with some very good players. I believe Chosen uploaded this one to the replays thread. Definitely encourage people to put all the replays you want casted in that thread, and casters if you could claim them so there isn't too much confusion. Hopefully I didn't steal this one. But this is a great map for 3v3. It's very popular. Of course, there is the Badlands version, which is the 4v4. But sometimes, for whatever reason, you gotta go with only 3. And Chosen right here is going to be across from Zlo RDs. Of course, Zlo RD is back for a while now. Has been playing extremely well. Definitely another player in that category with Lucian, Voodoo. Probably top 10 player. Definitely top 10. The ones that are just on a different level. See how well he plays. Nice that he's playing Cybern. I believe he usually plays Cybern. Arachnor, one player I haven't seen for a while, but he used to play all the time on FAF. A very good player. Playing Aeon in the middle. We also got Tip BC, a bad company. Great clan, actually getting quite a few numbers now. I think EES and them have the most numbers. One thing that's good about BC is quite a few of these players play both Settings and other games, so a very universal clan. Artifacts and Ukulele and Tip known for their Settings. On Settings, they're extremely good in any position. Tip, I believe, especially on air. Ukulele, great middle, as well as in Navy. Of course, there's absolutely no water here, except in the solid form. Now, of course, on this map, there is quite a bit of mass here in the middle that you want to get to, and it appears that Artifacts has made a drone, stealing that. That's a nice move. Also coming in with an ACU, and a bomber now coming in from Arachnor. We're also seeing some Manti from Zlo denying a few of these raids from Chosen. Chosen being very aggressive. And actually on this side might have some success. A little more health on the Tham. So, see, that was the one problem there. That Tham wasn't shooting. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure the Mantis gets the victory. It was very strange what we just saw. A little piece of micro that I don't understand. And the micro in this game, I think that's something that TLO mentioned, is very different from other games. It's not that when you put two units together, if you choose which unit shoots what for how long it lives. That's usually the typical micro. Here, everything is based on weapons, so you gotta know what is the behavior of the unit, at what point it decides to shoot, at what angle to come in. So it becomes a lot more. There are a lot more possibilities of what you can do, and it's really knowing the behavior of the unit. Looks like this bomber has been an extremely big nuisance. Arachnor just dominating. We're seeing a bunch of PGens that are dead and engineers. 10 kills overall. That really sucks for Artifacts. Artifacts now looking to get an upgrade. Here's it's the gun, the right side on EEF. EEF are righties, of course Cybern are lefties. 12 kills now on that bomber so far. That's the best unit of the game. In terms of ACUs, we're seeing Chosen now pushing up a little further. Zlo getting Tech 2. On the right hand, that's engineering. What is the name of that bomber now? It died before I could read the name, but it's definitely worth a name. 13 kill bomber. Meanwhile, Ukulele and Tiep are just, looks like Ukulele's giving up the middle, while Ukulele getting an upgrade. Seraphim, just like EEF, it looks like he's getting Tech 2 engineering now very quickly. And both these players are extremely good Settings mid players, so we might expect something along these lines from them. Tech 2 engineering, I'm not really sure if he's got the gun. Doesn't look like he does. And he's going to go on assault, so perhaps a Tech 2 point defense creep there on the right side. Chosen, using his ACU as an engineer. Meanwhile, Zlo going with Tech 2 point defense creep. So the bottom side on the sides, Tech 2 point defense creeps. In the middle, meanwhile, Arachnor really getting on top of Artifacts. Artifacts now not done with the gun. He needs to get it as soon as possible because he's not getting... Oh, he just canceled the gun at the very end. So everything going terribly wrong for Artifacts. He got bombed to the Stone Age, and then he just had to cancel his upgrade. And now, of course, the Aurora is at range. Cannot range the ACU. ACU is going to turn around. It's the best thing to do. Great overcharge. He's going to get a little bit of veterancy for his troubles. It might go on the counterattack. Actually, Zlo coming in to try to support. So Zlo with multiple Tech 2 point defenses. Ukulele hasn't started his Tech 2 point defense creep yet. Yep, now, apologies, getting some air. Doesn't look like he has any Tech 2 yet. He might be in a little bit of trouble. Actually, his ACU is Tech 2 and he's getting TMD. And in the middle, this is interesting. Arachnar looks like he's got the double gun. So, very strong Aeon presence on the top. That should be very effective. Artifact forced back. A nice stealth field from Zlo. He's going to try to help out Artifact. Let's see if ally stealth fields help out. But look at Arachnar. He doesn't have radar, so you don't need a stealth field. Reclamation, about 3,000 for Arachnar. Really nice eco. Yep, seems to have the biggest eco, 5,000 reclaim. And he's about to get into a fight here. And it appears that actually Chosen, or this is Ukulele, has both gun and Tech 2. Gun and Tech 2 on the Seraphim ACU. Very good weapon here, minute 8. Some Tech 2 point defenses for Tiep. Let's see how that works out. Meanwhile, Artifact's low on health, retreats even further. He's got to run away. Arachnar's ACU can kite Artifacts all day. It looks like some more Tech 1 assistance. Arachnar full health, gets some Tech 2 lands, some flag and Tech 2 shields to help. Meanwhile, Ukulele here appears to be dominating against Tiep. Tiep is actually in quite a bit of danger here. He needs something. He does have Tech 2. Looks like it was just ACU started a couple Tech 2 power generators. It looks like he's very much on eco here. He doesn't have too many units, and that could be a problem because now Ukulele is making Tech 2 point defenses almost in range of his base. We're seeing, looks like a drop is planned for Chosen. Also Tech 1 bombers. And Arachnar forced to retreat to defend against Zlo, but Arachnar has total control over the middle. Also quite a bit of reclaim. Artifacts finally will, no, this time it's going to be Tech 2 point defenses. And these bombers now for Chosen trying to help against Ukulele. Ukulele multiple Tech 2 point defenses. Tiep actually going quite low on health. He needs to retreat. Got a Tech 2 point defense of his own. Good help from Chosen, some scouting, but problems for Tiep. Here's Arachnar's going to yet another assault. Of course, here coming up late, being very aggressive with ACU, that's a dangerous thing to do. And here a successful drop from Chosen on Zlo. On the evil Russian. He's looks like he's trying to put out the fire with a couple Manta, but this is a significant drop. It looks like it was 2 different transports. Chosen playing very well against Zlo here. A wall from Zlo with some Tech 2 point defenses, but we already seen mobile missile launchers from Chosen, so eventually should be able to break through. Arachnar, meanwhile, making Aeon look very good. Superior range on the ACU, plus shields, some obsidians, artifacts. What the heck has he got? Does he have? He's got Tech 2. He's got a drone. He's rebuilding the drone. That's what he's done. Does another gun. And it looks like he's going to have Arachnar come in directly into his base. He's in huge trouble. Chosen. Seeing Tech 3 land. So Zlo going straight to Tech 3 land. Some loyalists, some TMD. Looks like Zlo finally defended. Meanwhile, we are seeing Ukulele now with Tech 2 point defense creep directly into Tiep's base. Tiep actually going quite low on health, and he keeps on retreating. So it appears Tiep, excellent eco, not enough units, wrong gamble. Now we're going to see some Tech 3 will help out artifacts. Tiep goes down to the Tech 2 point defense creep from Ukulele. Ukulele dominating the right side, but Arachnar dominating the middle, so that might even it out. Artifacts running away into Zlo base. Of course, here the loyalists from Zlo. Extremely good unit, but definitely don't want to waste them on Arachnar's ACU. Arachnar now 56 kills. Zlo trying to prevent these mobile missile launchers from getting any further past his Tech 2 point defenses, getting some TMD. And now the loyalists in the middle here, away from any ACUs, they're going to absolutely dominate. Ukulele, though, moving out sideways. Oh, he's going to have an excellent base. He's going to get so much reclaim. And that's going to put pressure on Arachnar up on top. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Arachnar so far away from his base, completely destroyed Artifact's base and not coming back. And looks like it's a drop from Chosen, a Tech 2 drop, directly on Artifact's old base. Meanwhile, these loyalists from Zlo doing all kinds of damage. So this is so mixed up that it's very difficult to even keep track. Appears that Arachnor is going to get a wall here between him and Ukulele's new base. It's going to be an engineer competition. And artifacts meeting some Ilshuas and some obsidians. Great overcharge. That's the problem with using Tech 2 to attack ACUs. It appears Lo now has a couple Tech 3 arties. Those could be very instrumental in getting back artifacts base. Arachnor, meanwhile, is now a little bit of trouble against Ukulele. He still has a very powerful ACU, but he doesn't want to get exposed here, especially against some strong air. Loyalists from Zlo still in the loose, 22 kills and 16 kills from these two units, getting bombed from air, getting in deep. And it looks like a couple tanks here from Ukulele going to be very important in denying the mass. And the obsidians from artifacts are going to finish off, killing off artifacts base. Arachnor retreats, and artifacts is going to begin the slow rebuilding process. One thing that's a little disappointing, I think Ukulele, could have pushed a little harder with his Tech 2 point defenses. It looks like he's getting some upgrade. Not really sure what that is. We'll find out. I mean, he has pretty good control here, but I think he could have pushed and got a Tech 2 point defense creep directly into Arachnor's base. Arachnor getting a wall from Chosen and some Tech 2 point defense. So that'll be a little more difficult. Meanwhile, Zlo still surviving here against Chosen. Chosen just a couple mobile missile launchers, choosing to attack through air and drops. Oh, these loyalists, looks like one of them died, the other one 39 kills, some Tech 2 power is dead. So Zlo here with Tech 3 rating. Loyalists, it's really demoralizing when loyalists are doing this in your base and you're still at Tech 2. Looks like finally some Tech 3, and this is not what you want to do if you're Zlo. You want to avoid the Tech 1 point defense and just kill all those defenseless units. Artifacts getting a couple factories. And now it appears that Arachnor's... So Chosen said Arachnor's game crashed. So if he crashed, he should be given over to Chosen. 56 kills. That means Chosen is now going to go 1 against 3. That's a very unfortunate turn to this game. See how well Chosen can actually survive. And now some Milshevas in Tech 1 are going to try to take back the land here from Ukulele. But in terms of map control, you can see huge difference. The bottom completely belongs to Zlo artifacts and Ukulele. It looks like there is no give, so Chosen is going to have to rebuild. Was that a snipe? It was a snipe. Chosen sniping Zlo. Oh, that is... I did miss that, but looks like Zlo was just outside the shield. There was some TMD here, but he shot with 4 missiles. And Zlo, uncharacteristically Chosen, changing this from 3-1 to 2-1 right away. And that is going to give him some hope. Looks like he's going to drop directly on Zlo base immediately after killing him. That's going to get him a lot of really juicy mass chunks. So it's really up to Ukulele now. Put pressure here. He is going to run with some tanks. We see a wall from Chosen going up. And a massive force through the middle as well. We got to notice, though, that Chosen does have Tech 3 land. The only person that had Tech 3 land on the bottom was Lo, and now he's gone. So a Tech 3 land from Chosen against Tech 2 and Tech 1 of Ukulele. Artifacts is just beginning to rebuild. Looks like he's going to move his ACU to the new position, to Zlo's old base, where Chosen is actually choosing to build mass extraction instead of just reclaiming. He already got a really nice juicy chunk of mass, that old factory. And now Tech 1 bombers from Chosen are coming in. I'm going to put some pressure on artifacts. And we got to still remember there's a lot of cruise missiles here from Chosen. Small map. Those can hit many different positions. So if Chosen's actually take out this TMD, you can kill a couple of these Tech 2 mass extractors. More flak now coming in for artifacts. Meanwhile, a massive assault here. This will be a very important battle. Chosen has a couple of Tech 3 tanks and some shields, and he's going to be taking on a pretty massive Tech 1, Tech 2 force. That shield dies very unluckily. It looks like power problems for Chosen. Chosen will lose a whole bunch of Tech 1 power, although he's already going Tech 3. Getting a couple of Tech 2s with his ACU, and there's also some Tech 1 point defenses. Some micro here from Ukulele is going to be critical. He does not want to run into these. And also already 3 tanks. I think this will be a successful defense from Chosen for the most part, just to reclaim. losing that Tech 1 power in Chosen's position was really not a loss at all. It was almost as if Ukulele was helping him, because now it's just reclaim. And these tanks, of course, are not going to go down against the Tech 1, Tech 2. And yet another snipe. Oh, this is ridiculous. Artifacts moves into a great position to be sniped. Chosen does not miss the opportunity. And it has become 1v1, and that's going to be very difficult for Ukulele. Although Ukulele almost done with a chicken. So that chicken could be very instrumental in winning this game. Although in terms of Tech 3 land, definitely a huge advantage for Chosen. Another thing we got to look at here, of course, these cruise missiles are still in range. And the air could be very critical. Although with this chicken nearly complete, that could be a game ender for Ukulele. Ukulele can get a couple more reclamation. Tech 3 land, we don't see any Tech 3 land from Ukulele. That could be the problem. Ukulele now getting shield, Tech 3 power. And Chosen now going on an assault with a bunch of Tech 3 tanks. I'm not really sure if he knows about the chicken. Here, minute 20. It doesn't look like he has any idea that something's coming. And that could be a huge surprise. Looking at his base, he is starting a chicken of his own. He's getting some shields. At this point, this is not a base that could survive an assault from a chicken. But, of course, Chosen doesn't look like he has the gun either. You never want to count Chosen out. He does have a bunch of Tech 3, some shields, and getting that chicken quite quickly. Now the Tech 3 force from Chosen is going to go on an assault. There's no reason for him to stop. He can do a lot of damage against Ukulele's main base. Of course, cruise missiles also great to use against chickens. Let's see, Chosen still has no idea. He does not have a radar there. And this is one of the worst things you can see come out of nowhere is a chicken. No way for Chosen to finish his own. He's just in a full retreat. He needs to get a couple good overcharges. Chosen, that was a cruise missile snap attempt. Misses. He needs a couple of those to work out. Chosen now is going to do a little bit of dodging. He does have a shield to retreat to. He dodged a couple of those orbs quite well. Chicken is under assault from Tech 2 point defenses. Chosen gets underneath another shield. He keeps on running. And that Tech 1 point defense actually did quite a bit of damage against the chicken. Chicken's still getting hit by some Tech 2 point defenses. More Tech 2 point defenses. Chosen continues to run. He's actually got some distance now between him and the chicken. And now looking at Nomads, one great cruise missiles I think may have been really good hope. And actually the chicken is nearly dead. This is ridiculous. 10,000 health left on the chicken. He needs to kill the Tech 2 point defenses. That's really the only thing that's causing a lot of damage to him. The chicken continues to... And I think Chosen just survived. And actually, he did lose a Tech 3 power, a couple of very strong units. He didn't not lose his Tech 3 land factory. He still has a Tech 2 power. It'd be nice to take that out if you're Ukulele. Chosen survives. Okay, that's going to make it much more interesting. Meanwhile, Chosen now doing damage with his Tech 3. We're seeing that it's just going to be Tech 2, and this Tech 3 force now from Chosen is going to be huge problems for Ukulele. Ukulele looks like going air, making gunships. Okay, so I think it would be even except for these tanks. Nothing that can be done. Well, there are some gunships. It'll take a very long time for these gunships to kill him. Do we have interceptors? We also have interceptors from Chosen, so he can take out those gunships quite easily. In terms of map control, very similar, but you see these are nearly full health, nearly 9,000 health on each one of these, and a whole bunch of veterancy. Some Tech 2 point defenses going up. I think it should be Ukulele's ACU that should come in and overcharge those. And one thing we can't forget, a very juicy chunk of mass for Chosen. In terms of mass, he's going to have absolutely no problems. He's getting a lot of build capacity. And once he gets that Tech 3 power, his economy is just going to be excellent shape. Meanwhile, these tanks now looks like coming back home after doing quite a bit of damage. I think they don't need to. They have air control. There's 3 of them. They could have probably walked directly at those tech-to-point defenses and killed them. Ukulele capturing a couple of mask structures up on top. One thing about Nomads I wanted to mention is that on the ACU you can get their speed upgrade from on the ACU. That way the ACU can actually run away from chickens and things like that. That should be interesting in the future. But of course, Chosen, they're getting away from the chicken only because the chicken didn't go directly after him. And a couple nice tech-to-point defenses. So even when you got a chicken walking in his base, do not give up. Sometimes you get lucky. Ukulele nearly finished with another chicken. And this is great. A lot of build capacity. And now looks like another Tech 2 land factory coming up. Ukulele reclaiming. He's got a Tech 2 engineer here. Let's see where that's going. Probably get a couple good Tech 2-point defenses here. This is very exposed. A lot of his base is very exposed against Tech 3 assaults. Not really sure why he doesn't have those coming in. And a chicken has been completed by Chosen. Ukulele is going to have a chicken of his own as well, but this chicken is now moving in toward Ukulele's base. One thing we got to say, a lot more air for Chosen, so he has a lot more recon. And it looks like a lot of artillery from Chosen. And Tech 1 bombers. They will spot that there is a chicken nearly complete for Ukulele. And now it looks like this chicken is going to get these tanks. That's why these tanks were pulled back. And looks like Chosen change in trajectory is going to move down. And that could be a very big surprise for Ukulele. Because he does not have, well, he's got a couple of units here. They might spot that the chicken went down. It's probably a good move. Do we see another chicken? No, just more tech-to-point defenses. Good defensive position. Pretty big air spam. Chicken is complete for Ukulele. It's really, he's got to send it in the right position. It looks like he will see it. Let's see what Chosen decides to do. He's waiting. He's going to do a scout before he decides what he wants to do. But here on the bottom, great assault. That's going to be a problem. Surprised no tech-to-point defenses yet from Ukulele. Chosen deciding to go down. Nope. Changes his mind. He's going to go sideways. So if he can avoid that chicken and run down and rendezvous with this force on the bottom, that's probably going to be the best move. But if he starts running away and this chicken from Ukulele starts shooting him, he'll be in a bit of trouble. And up on top, these Tech 3 tanks still going to work, denying quite a few mask structures. Now we're seeing map control slipping away from Ukulele. And this is good. Chosen now is going to retreat. And appears Ukulele is going to retreat as well. Some mobile missile launchers from Chosen. I think that chicken... Oh, he's going to move back. Where is this chicken going to go? Oh, this could be an excellent move from Chosen. I think he's... If Ukulele's not paying attention, it looks like... No, he's going to move back. On the bottom, meanwhile, total disaster. Great move from Chosen. Ukulele is going to be resigned to his main base here. Ukulele pulling back his chicken, looks like in time. And this could be a mistake from Chosen. Looks like he's going to retreat to a Tech 3. And he's going to use a wall to protect him. But definitely a lot less health than Ukulele's chicken. Ukulele will run after him. We are seeing some gunships for Chosen. No air or flak. So the further this chicken gets away from the main base, the more vulnerable it's going to be toward air. Meanwhile, Chosen absolutely winning the game in every single spot of the map. These tanks denying everything from the top. And this artillery denying everything on the bottom. And our gunships. No, Chosen is just playing ridiculous here. He's now going to move around this mountain, probably come back to Ukulele's base. Meanwhile, gunships are going to really even out this fight. And that chicken is going to die to gunships. Meanwhile, this chicken is going to rendezvous with some tanks, maybe go on direct assault against Ukulele. And never leave home without flak, no matter what the situation. And that's exactly what Chosen is teaching Ukulele right now. Ukulele, realizing he's losing health very quickly, is going to run back as far as possible. So at least that wreck is going to be close to his base. But at this point, this looks very much lost for Ukulele. Meanwhile, this chicken running back. because he's going to try to avoid this fight at all costs. And Ukulele is going to lose his experimental. He needs flak, but he has absolutely no land factories. He's got Tech 1. He does not have Tech 2 land factory. It looks like Tech 3 air for Ukulele. Not really sure what that's going to get him. But he has lost his main unit, and now I think that's exactly right. Ukulele realizes he's absolutely screwed, and that's probably nothing he can do. There's experimental and Tech 3 tanks moving in, plus total air domination. He throws in the towel here. 32-minute game. Excellent move. A complete turnaround. I think Chosen going 3v1 here at one point with 2 excellent snipes. First, a really good one against Low, but then a bit of a noob move from Artifacts. And then 1v1 against Chosen, of course, against Ukulele. Of course, Ukulele did have the chance to win, but not quite. Because one thing we can also do here, check out hot stats. Hopefully that's not too loud. Let me actually turn that down. You can compare Mess, and that's just score. It's not that important. We're seeing Chosen here. Whole bunch of reclaim. That's probably the chicken. Way more reclaim than Ukulele. Ukulele here losing all of his base. Really, his rate of income very low in terms of energy. You're going to see actually quite a bit of energy, but Chosen at the end getting ahead. Total kills probably Chosen up on top. See, actually Ukulele running away from everybody in this category. So I think this is a great mod most people should get. So hopefully people enjoyed this one.